Howdy everyone, I'm your host Andy from Zeldom. In the Legend of Zelda franchise, the Sacred Realm plays a pivotal role, yet its true nature remains shrouded in mystery. While much of the modern lore surrounding the Sacred Realm was crafted in Ocarina of Time, it's intriguing to find inconsistencies with the origin story presented in Skyward Sword. So today, our quest is to unravel the genuine essence of the Sacred Realm, and who better to assist us than David from Another Zelda podcast.
Hey everybody, yes, David here from Another Zelda podcast, and Andy, it is an absolute delight to dive into this topic with you in one of your videos. We spent almost a couple hours talking about this topic on an episode of Another Zelda podcast, and Andy, I was really excited with the ideas we came up with, so I'm so excited to be joining you in one of your videos, and let's get to it.
Again, welcome to the show, David. Without further delay, let's dive into it.
The Sacred Realm made its initial appearance in the series with A Link to the Past, albeit with minimal developed lore. The Book of Medora succinctly encapsulates what is known of the Sacred Realm in this game. In a realm beyond sight, the sky shines gold, not blue. There, the Triforce's might makes mortal dreams come true. These teachings convey that the Sacred Realm is distinguished by its golden skies and serves as the hidden dwelling of the almighty Triforce. Furthermore, it's demonstrated that the Sacred Realm is profoundly malleable under the influence of the Triforce. In A Link to the Past's backstory, the Sacred Realm was once the aforementioned sacred and serene entity. However, in Ganon's banishment, he used the Triforce's power to transform the Sacred Realm into the Dark World, a corrupt distortion of Hyrule, far unlike the Sacred Realm we've seen in other games. Ocarina of Time delves deeper into the lore, providing an account of Hyrule's genesis as narrated by the Great Deku Tree. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power, Nehru, the goddess of wisdom, and Farore, the goddess of courage. Din, with her strong, flaming arms, cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Farore, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens. And golden, sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence, and the resting place of the triangles has become the Sacred Realm. This revelation implies that the Triforce has resided in the Sacred Realm since the inception of the world, extending all the way to the era of the Hero of Time.
This is where complications arise. In Skyward Sword, the game deliberately designed as the origin story of the franchise directly contradicts the notion that the Triforce remained in the Sacred Realm when the goddesses departed. While the prologue of the game doesn't primarily focus on the Golden Goddesses, it offers a more comprehensive account of Hyrule's history that holds significant relevance. One dark, fateful day, the earth cracked wide, and malevolent forces rushed forth from the fissure. They mounted a brutal assault upon the surface people, driving the land into deep despair. They burnt forests to ash, choked the land's sweet springs, and murdered without hesitation. They did all of this in their lust to take the ultimate power protected by her grace, the goddess. The power she guarded was without equal. Handed down by gods of old, this power gave its holder the means to make any desire a reality. Such was the might of the ultimate power, that the Old Ones placed it in the care of the goddess. This artifact uncovers several critical points. It establishes an indefinite period of time following the world's creation when the goddess Hylia served as the people's protector, before the emergence of Demise and his ruthless conquest. Furthermore, it emphasizes that the Golden Goddesses did not casually abandon the Triforce in some arbitrary location. They explicitly entrusted it to her grace, as corroborated on page 70 of the Hyrule Historia. The apparent conflict between Skyward Sword's narrative and Ocarina of Time's accounts can potentially be reconciled by considering the vast temporal gap between the 2 games. In this context, it's plausible that the historical accuracy of legends in Ocarina of Time may not be as precise as those in Skyward Sword. Even though the Golden Goddesses entrusted the Triforce to Hylia upon their departure, Ocarina of Time's legends may still hold some validity. When Hylia enacted her plan, she concealed the Triforce within another enigmatic dimension, known as the Silent Realm. The Silent Realm is described as a spiritual realm exclusively accessible by the goddess's chosen hero, excluding even Fi. Within this dimension, Hylia devised 3 trials bearing the names of the Golden Goddesses, each aimed at bestowing Link with their respective virtue, thus rendering him worthy of wielding the complete Triforce. In addition to these 3, Hylia concealed a 4th Sacred Realm trial within Skyloft. Upon its completion, Link secures the means to access Skykeep, a structure housing 3 gateways, each leading to a fragment of the Triforce within the Silent Realm. As we've previously discussed, the Triforce was not always situated in this realm. It was purposely concealed by Hylia until her chosen hero was prepared to harness its power. This insight suggests that the Silent Realm might be the precursor to the more widely recognized Sacred Realm, and there are compelling connections that substantiate this theory.
In Skyward Sword, the Silent Realm is accessible to Link through dedicated gateways created by Hylia. Although the exact nature of these gateways is unknown, the gateways are not tangible entities, requiring Fi to use her power and the knowledge bestowed upon her by Hylia to guide Link to their locations. Furthermore, these trial gates are not naturally accessible. They materialize only when the sacred song corresponding to the particular gateway is performed on the goddess harp, an instrument left behind by Hylia for this very purpose. Likewise, to access the sacred realm in Ocarina of Time, the ocarina itself becomes an essential tool for accessing the gateway. In both cases, the Master Sword ultimately serves as the key to unlock these dimensions. While in Skyward Sword, the Goddess Sword had not yet evolved into the Master Sword, it is still a sacred creation of Hylia. In essence, the same key is employed in both the Silent Realm and Sacred Realm across different games. Nevertheless, a slight distinction exists. To enter the Silent Realm, the sword must be thrust into the gateway, whereas the Hero of Time unlocked the entrance to the Sacred Realm by withdrawing the Master Sword from the gateway. These parallels between the two realms hint at a connection, although they may not independently provide conclusive evidence. Page 77 of the Hyrule Historia introduces a fascinating notion. It is thought that Rauru built the Temple of Time directly over the ruins of the Sealed Temple. While not officially considered canon, it sparks intriguing speculation. As you may recall from Skyward Sword, the Triforce fragments were each located at reverent sanctuaries within the Silent Realm, with access points situated within Skykeep. Following Link's use of the Triforce, the Isle of the Goddess descended from the sky, filling the crater in the sealed grounds, reuniting the two halves of the ancient Temple of Hylia, also known as the Sealed Temple. This is where the Master Sword was left to hibernate, supposedly until it was drawn again in Ocarina of Time. Additionally, the Sealed Temple housed one of the 2 existing Gates of Time, further increasing the significance of Rauru constructing the new Temple of Time atop its ruins. Judging by the reverent architecture found in each of the Triforce pieces' sanctuaries, we can reasonably deduce that these chambers represent only a fraction of a much larger structure. And if this hypothesis holds true, the structure from which Link obtained the Triforce in Skyward Sword might indeed be the Temple of Light, a previously unexplored structure in the franchise.
The Silent Realm is observably a spiritual dimension, not a physical one. When Link first enters this realm, Fi comments, "As expected, I cannot follow you into this realm, for this trial calls out to your mind alone. This is the nature of places known as Silent Realms. They are domains of the spirit, accessible only by the goddess's chosen hero." The very gameplay mechanics support the notion that the Silent Realm is purely spiritual, not bound by the constraints of the physical world. As Link thrusts his sword into the gateways, his spirit appears to depart from the material realm, and as this occurs, time seems to freeze, suggesting that the Silent Realm's trials unfold independently of the temporal flow in the material world. This implies that Link can spend a significant amount of time in the Silent Realm, yet no time would elapse in the physical world. This presents a potential challenge to our theory, because the Sacred Realm is commonly perceived as a physical location that can be journeyed to, not a domain of spirit, as eloquently referred to by Fi in the context of the Silent Realm. However, it's essential to recognize that it's not definitely confirmed that the Sacred Realm is a tangible, physical world, as we might have assumed. This assumption typically arises from games like Ocarina of Time and A Link Between Worlds, since other characters and physical items can be transported into the Sacred Realm, a characteristic not applicable to the Silent Realm trials. Nonetheless, the trials represent only isolated sections within the broader Silent Realm. which serves as a neutral reflection of the Hyrule we know. These distinctions may not necessarily signify inherent differences between the two realms. As we highlighted earlier, the Sacred Realm is known for its malleability, and this trait is pivotal to understanding how the Silent Realm could have evolved into the Sacred Realm. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence supporting this theory is the Sacred Realm's transformative nature. In Ocarina of Time, Sheik describes the Sacred Realm as a mirror that reflects what is in the heart of the one who enters it. If an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. Conveniently, when Link acquires all 3 Triforce pieces within the Silent Realm, a phenomenon unfolds. The sanctuary's architecture begins to glow, and the once constant turquoise hue of the Silent Realm sky shifts into a brilliant amber gold, mirroring the description of the Sacred Realm from A Link to the Past. Once Link vanquishes Demise, Impa informs Zelda. When the Triforce has served its purpose, it must be secreted away to lie dormant once again, the knowledge of its existence hidden from mortal history. We all know that didn't really work out too well, and including symbols of the Triforce on all your royal architecture isn't the most subtle move, but who the heck are we to judge Her Grace's decisions? Nevertheless, given the transformation of the Silent Realm and the intention to safeguard the Triforce, it's reasonable to infer that following the events of Skyward Sword, the Triforce was concealed once more within the transformed Silent Realm, now recognized as the Sacred Realm. Naturally, this video wouldn't be complete if we didn't discuss the possible connections to Tears of the Kingdom. Observant players who've seen the game to its conclusion may have noticed that after Link retrieves the Master Sword, traditionally the key to accessing the Sacred Realm, he and the Light Dragon appear to transcend the physical world, situated in what seems to be a boundless golden sky. At the game's conclusion, Link and the Light Dragon / Zelda are again seen in this realm under a turquoise sky, reminiscent of the Silent Realm from Skyward Sword. The game, however, leaves us in the dark, providing no further explanation, which does limit our ability to speculate. Nonetheless, it opens the door for Nintendo potentially establish a more concrete connection to the Sacred Realm in future developments. Anyways, what are your thoughts on our theory? Please feel free to share your perspective down in the comments. If you're interested in diving deeper into this topic, go check out the episode of Another Zelda podcast where David and I engage in an in-depth brainstorming session about this revised theory. You can find it by searching Another Zelda podcast on your preferred podcast platform.
Yeah, it truly was an absolute blast, Andy, spending that time with you and talking about this topic. And also, I'm so grateful, I just want to say it again, for you having me on this episode. I've always wanted to participate in one of these Zeldom videos, and this was a real treat.
And thanks for joining us, David. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you all for watching. Zeldom out.